is in Your Hands Educational Youth Conference, dropping jewels on the next generation. My name is Mercedes, and I'm a media personality based in Hudson Valley of New York. Today, I will be speaking with Corbin Hunter from Minnesota about becoming fearless in the music industry. Now, Corbin steps to her own beat. She's an A-list dancer for top-tier artists like Beyonce, Megan Thee Stallion, and Lizzo, just to name a few. She is the founder of Certified by Corbin, hosts dance workshops that give back to youth, and created Beyonce Day back in her hometown of Minnesota that was also featured on Fox. Corbin, welcome to the conference.
Hello.
So delighted to have you. You were so sweet.
Thank you so much. You're so sweet.
So to kick things off, Corbin, what advice would you give your younger self?
Man, definitely something I would tell younger Corbin is to, for one, my topic today is, becoming fearless. So for me, being fearless at, such the young age of, let's just say, 15, 16, 17, 18, that time frame before me even moving to Los Angeles, I would just say, be fearless, don't be afraid to shoot for the stars, and know that, the worst thing that someone is going to say is no. But guess what? That's okay. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be so many more no's you're going to have to get that one yes. But guess what? That one yes could be your shot. So definitely just be fearless. Go after what you want. And don't let somebody else's no determine who you are as a person, or make you feel less valued, or you're not good enough, because that's their opinion, and their opinion is valid to them. But it shouldn't change how you feel about yourself. So that's definitely one thing I would love to tell younger Corbin.
One thing that you said is like, it doesn't matter how many no's you get. What was one no that made you feel so low, but then you picked yourself back up and you got that one yes?
Oh, girl. Okay. I'll tell you guys a little story. I know we're kind of short on time. Girl. So, my dream job, since I was 12 years old, you guys, I had a dream to dance for Beyonce. So when back in 2016, I auditioned for her formation tour and got to the very, very end of the audition. And it was against me and my close friend at the time. My friend got the job and I did not. And so I was devastated. I cried for 2 weeks, but being the person that I am, trying to be happy for my friend who also wanted this job, being able to be there for her and congratulatory, like, I'm so proud of you. But it was really hard. It was that was probably the worst no I had ever gotten. But I knew in my mind that it wasn't no forever. It was just no right now. Obviously, there's something that you needed to learn from this experience, because guess what? If you were meant to have it, you would have it. Exactly. Right. So I picked myself up. I trained harder. And 2 years later, I booked Coachella. So, it was only a matter of time, not when, not a matter of if, but when. So.
Amazing. And the Beyonce's monumental Coachella performance just turned 3 years old, I want to say last week.
Yeah.
That was 3 years ago. So it was already set for you. It was already written for you. You were just put through the test of like getting to know, training harder, being there for your friend, passing those lessons, and knowing that the creator was on the way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Moving on, what does it take to make it to the top of the mountain in the dance industry?
It takes very strong determination, will. Sometimes it just takes tactics of how to network in this industry. Who do I need to talk to? If I want this job, who's the choreographer? Just being smart about how you maneuver. But of course, talent, you know what I'm saying? If I didn't have the talent that I have, I don't know if I would have been able to gotten here, where I am today. But honestly, just the will to never give up. That's just any success story. Because like I said, we're going to get so many no's. You're going to be sometimes feel broken. They don't want me. It's my look. It's, I'm too overweight. I'm too skinny. I'm too tall. I'm too short. It's a lot on the spirit and a lot on the mental and on the emotional side. So having a very strong will to continue, you have to have that. in order to get to where you want to get. I've probably been bruised up, thrown out, spit out, chewed. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and we can't even tell because you keep pushing and you have all those qualities that got you where you are today. Thank you
while
so
staying
much.
true to your values. Absolutely.
That's also true. With all that insight you just provided, how would you lead the next generation of dancers who want to be where you are?
I love that question. For me, my goal, and that's what I've been doing these past few years with my workshop, is really trying to educate dancers from a very young age what it actually takes to get to this level. Coming from Minnesota, I didn't have that education. You know, I was trained in everything, which is great, but people in LA in my field, right? There, you got the best of the best coming to one place, right? So it's like, what are the exact tactics that I need to know? What type of training, dance-wise, you know? So my goal is to make sure that dancers within, you know, that age range I was talking about are just all around prepared, mentally, physically, what it actually looks like when you get out here, because it all looks like Hollywood, flashing lights, it's so pretty, it's so glamorous. Yes, right? But once you're actually in the field, it's so much different. And I wasn't mentally prepared. And that's honestly the biggest, my biggest thing that I want to focus on is mentally preparing these young dancers for this industry, because a lot of them don't make it. They really don't make it, or having someone who has been here who can provide them with, you know, or at least guide them in the proper direction.
And some of them get caught up in things that shouldn't even be in there.
Absolutely. Just, you know, naive, they're young. It's just so many things that yeah, I'm super excited for what is to come with, you know, the education that I do want to give to the next generation, because they're the ones who are about to literally dominate. Let's really talk about it. So with proper guidance and just the raw talent that they already possess, there's no stopping them, honestly. So
I love that. We do have a question for one of the students, and he would like to know, how do you overcome fear and turn it into confidence?
Honestly, there's been so many times where I was fearful of doing something, but I did it anyways, because guess what? On the other side of fear is success, right? So just, you have to embrace it. The more you do something that you're afraid of, the better you're going to get, right? So if you're fearful of something, like, I don't know who this student is on this call, there's how many of us on here? Just a few. You know, whatever that fear is, if you can tackle it head on and know, okay, this is something that I'm fearful of, and you do it again and again, that fearful, whatever situation that you thought, you know, was so horrible for you will now become something that you're amazing at. Find that one thing and literally beat it. And then, okay, cool. Now I got that. And I'm not fearful of that anymore. Now what's something else that I'm fearful of? And you start knocking out all these fears. And it's like, nothing can stop you, because literally fear is what holds so many people back from achieving their goals and becoming successful. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, tackle them head on, document what's going on. And that's the only way to surpass it. Because otherwise, if you're so fearful of, oh my God, I don't want to look crazy or dumb or be embarrassed, whatever the case may be, you'll never really know what's on that other side if you go through the process. Hopefully that helped and answered your question.
Yes, no, it did. That's why I also tell like my friends, I'm just like, don't be afraid to look dumb. Don't be afraid to look stupid, because you don't, like you just said, you don't know what's on the other side. And you mentioned fears that you kept saying in your response, fears. What are some of the fears that you overcame in this industry?
So, man, of course, like being on camera and falling or forgetting my choreography.
What do you do when you forget your own choreography, because the lights and cameras are on you and it's just like, it's a startled moment? How do you pick yourself up?
Oh my God, you don't have a choice but not to. Like you don't have a choice, you know, being on stage on, you know, Beyonce's world tour in front of thousands of people, forgetting the steps or tripping, you know, and that stuff is caught immediately and put on the internet. So it's just like, you know, that's embarrassing. Like, oh my God. That's me. That's the girl who fell. Like, and
but you pick yourself right back up. You're like, yeah, I fell, and what? Now I'm on
I fell, and what? I laugh at myself. I'm at a point now where like I laugh when I have a mistake, because if you can't laugh at yourself, like you have to show others like, ha ha, it's okay. Like I'm a human, I messed up too. Right? Because people, unfortunately, guys, people love to, it's sad to say, but people love to see other people, in misery. So if someone can see that, like, oh my God, like I'm really, really shy. Like I don't know what it is, but like they feel the need to like hone in on that and just make it worse. So if you're like, ha ha, oh my God, I tripped, or whatever the case may be, like, they're like, oh, she's good, ha ha. And life goes on, right? The world didn't end. That moment, that little slight moment of whatever you were going through lasts for a few minutes, and then you'll forget about it, you'll laugh about it in the next 3 months. You know what I'm saying? So definitely some of those, as far as like what I'm doing now, as far like talking with people, being on conferences. I used to hate public speaking, literally terrified. I'm always behind the camera, just smiling and dancing. I was never in front of the camera, like, so, but the more I started doing it and put myself out there, I think I had my first interview was for Fox for my Beyonce day. And I was sweating bullets backstage, like mortified, just like how fearful I was of being on camera and looking quote unquote dumb, or not being able to like process my words. And what ended up happening is that in my mind, I made it seem like my interview was so much worse than what it actually was. And when I went back and watched it, I was like, it wasn't even that bad.
It's probably one of your best interviews.
Yeah, we're always our toughest critics, guys. Give yourself some grace, some slack. You're not perfect. No one's expecting you to be. So just be okay with that, right? And note it for next time. Oh, that didn't go well. How can I do better? So
I agree. And Corbin, as you know, the dream is in your hands. What does that mean to you?
The dream is in your hands. Basically, it's up to you. It's honestly, it's up to you. God, if you guys are religious, but He's always blessing people with opportunity. He's always blessing people with the chance to have access to whatever it is that they want in this world. But at the end of the day, He can't make it happen for you. You at least, it's a push and pull. You have to do something. You have to push in order to get the pull, right? So it's just like, if you physically want something, it is attainable. It is absolutely attainable. You got to just do the work and it's yours. I am a firm believer of this quote. My father embedded this to me since I was like 5 years old, but see it, believe it, achieve it. Whatever you see, whatever you visualize that you want, see it, right? Believe it. Because at the end of the day, no one's going to believe in you like you believe in you. If you don't have belief in yourself, you won't get there, because at the end of the day, you have to truly in your core feel like, I am capable of this. I'm deserving of this. I will have this. And then you'll have it.
I definitely agree. I definitely agree. So our time is coming to an end.
I know
it wasn't enough time. It wasn't. Where can we keep up to date with you on social media?
Yes. So my Instagram is @certified_Corbin. I'm not really on Twitter. Do I have one? Yes. And then also Facebook, I'm definitely on there as well. So please keep up with me. And I'm so happy and grateful that you guys got me on this conference. I could talk to all of you. Our time was so short. So hopefully next time we have a little bit more time.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. It was an honor to have you. My name is Mercedes. You can follow me on Instagram @Sadie'sOrtiz. Make sure you follow us also on Instagram and LinkedIn @Create the Dream Co. That's Create the Dream CO, and use the hashtag Dream Conference 2021. Keep it locked for the next segment. Bye, everybody.